It's time to build new tree houses, and in today's tutorial I'll teach you how to attach this wooden triangle to the tree with our treehouse screw GTS3, so stay tuned. Our GTS3 is a small version of the German treehouse screw. It's well suited for small trunk diameters from 25 to 30 centimeters. You can use it for small platforms around 10 square meters, so for small children playhouses or viewing points of any kind. Compared to the GTS friend, this screw is slightly smaller and made of stainless steel. Unlike the other black screws, the shaft of the GTS3 is only 34.5 mm thick instead of 40 mm. And that's the clue about the GTS3 and the main difference to our bigger GTS screws. While the black GTS with the 40 mm shaft always work together with accessories, like here the static support, our GTS3 can be used without any extra parts, so the screw is pushed directly through the wooden beam. Both the hole in the tree and the hole in the wooden beam are pre-drilled with the same 36 mm auger bit. Let's now have a closer look at everything we need for the assembly of the triangle. Of course, we need the treehouse screw itself. Then to drill the hole of the screw we need a medium-sized drill machine and the auger bit 36 mm. It's the same combo we use for all our GTS screws. Then we need some disinfection spray. We need some fatty fat to smear the nut of the screw. Of course we need pencil, meter rule. We need small screws and large wood screws and this medium-sized spirit level to position the triangle. And last but not least, we need our big ratchet to screw in the screw. Now let's have a closer look at the triangle construction. This here is probably the smallest triangle I've ever built, or that has ever been built on planet Earth. Who knows? The distance between the two GTS is only 60 centimeters. Just enough for this example, but I wouldn't go any smaller because the tree still needs some space to breathe and to grow around the construction later on. I'm pretty sure that this triangle here in the ash tree will take 1.5 tons of load, because the two screws combined, they reinforce and stiffen out each other. Working with the GTS3, the wooden beam should have a minimum dimension of 120 mm height and 60 mm width. Make sure that all the wood is of very good quality and it's suitable for outdoor use. The upper drill hole, of course, should stay in the middle of the beam, but concerning the height I would put it slightly offset. For example, here we have 120 mm height and I put it on 50 mm height from the bottom of the beam. Because the GTS3 doesn't use any metal plates or accessories, it's crucial to reinforce the wood around the drill hole. For that we usually use 4 fully threaded wood screws that we put about 2 centimeters next to the borehole. If you expect very high loads, then reinforce the wood even more with some wooden DIY construction, or you can also use a metal plate that you put behind the beam. Now I'll show you how to mount this thing in the tree. Of course there are many ways to mount a triangle to the tree, and today I'll just show you one simple method that's very suitable for the GTS3. 5 steps. Step 1, as always, is to prepare the whole wooden construction on the ground, which is the easiest way to do it. Pre-drill both holes of the GTS screws and reinforce them. And then you should take 2 wood screws and put them right in the center of the triangle. These screws we use for positioning the triangle in the tree, which is step 2. You start off with finding the right place in the tree where you want your platform to be. When you found the final height, then mark it with a small wood screw. Fix the triangle to the tree with the upper wood screw. Then you first adjust the horizontal position perfectly with the spirit level and secure it with the lower screw. Now it's time for fine-tuning, and you also align the triangle vertically and make sure it points into the right direction. Set up the triangle perfectly, the horizontal position, the alignment, the vertical position. Feel free to use extra wood or even extra wood screws to anchor the position, because in the next step we are going to drill the holes in the tree. Yeah, pre-drilling the holes as always with our 36mm auger bit. Make sure to disinfect it. And then first drill the upper drill hole and then the tip of the triangle. Always go as deep as you can. Yeah, once the holes are prepared, we remove the triangle from the tree and then go to the final depth of the borehole, which is 135mm with the GTS 3. So now we have already 90mm. We need some more. Now remove all the stuff that's in the boreholes, clean them so we can install the GTS 3. Oh, juicy, juicy! See? It's springtime. Springtime is juice time. Steppity 40, installing the GTS 3. This is the GTS 3. Make sure to disinfect it and also make sure to put a lot of grease, fat in here, because you need to reopen the nut. Put in the screw and make the first turns by hand, and then use our ratchet. You should turn in the screw till you reach this point somewhere here with the cambium layer. See? It's the thickest part of the screw. Okay, next is we do the same with the lower screw. Nice. Now I'm getting juicy as well. Once that is done, we can remove both the nuts from the lower and the upper screw. Yeah, cool. Now we're almost done. We have 2 screws set and we can push the triangle onto the shafts. Sometimes it doesn't really work on the first push, so you can either chisel out the back of the hole here a little bit, or you do it with the force of the hammer. Let's try. Easy. Safety instructions. As we already know, the GTS 3 comes without any extra metal, any steel plates, any accessories or supports. So the weak point of the construction will always be the drill hole of the GTS 3. So you need to make sure to reinforce this hole. And if you expect extra high loads, please put some DIY construction or metal plates around the hole. If you have a single beam construction, means no triangle, your beam should protrude at least 40 centimeters from the borehole. Because if you have a piece like this, the wood can easily rip apart. So 40 centimeters at least to the end of the beam, and then of course reinforce it. Once again, the GTS 3 is only for small projects up to 10 square meters. If you want to build any bigger, then check out our other products, check our website. We have tons of material. If you want to build a castle, no problem. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.